ATVs were once on every Aussie farm. That is, until UTVs came along. They're safer, simpler to operate, and they're usually faster too. But are they better? We're pitting Can-Am's Defender HD10 against its Outlander 6x6 across a range of challenges that'll cover load carrying, off-road capability, accelerators underwater, and finally, a mystery challenge.
I don't know where he's going. I always learn work smarter, not harder.
These challenges should play to the strengths and weaknesses of each machine to find out which one's king of the farm. These days, if you want an ATV, you're settling for 6 wheels, not 4. Quads were called into the spotlight in recent years for safety reasons, but their 6-wheeled counterparts offer all the same manoeuvrability and access benefits, but they're a lot safer and a lot more stable. This is Can-Am's 450cc 6x6 with selectable 4 or 6-wheel drive, power steering, independent suspension all round, and a Rotax single-cylinder engine producing just shy of 40 horse, running through a CVT. It's also got a few off-road tricks up its sleeve, like a quick-release rear sway bar, an auto-locking front diff, and an ultra-low crawler gear. With disc brakes all round, this is truly the centipede of the off-road farming world because it'll crawl up or down just about anything. The Defender HD10, on the other hand, has a fair few more bells and whistles, starting with a roll cage and a roof. It's got disc brakes all round, but you're going to need them because this is actually capable of doing more than 100 kilometers per hour. The HD10 runs a 1000cc Rotax V-twin, punching out 80 horsepower. It's also hooked up to a CVT. It's a pretty smart machine too, with hill descent control and auto-locking front diff, a smart turf mode for the rear diff that opens it up, and it's even got power steering. They do make a 6x6 Defender too, but we felt like that might be an unfair matchup. Both machines are ready for anything as well. The Centipede gets 260mm of ground clearance, the HD10 gets 330, which is way up on the 220mm you get in your typical dual cab ute. Both run pretty meaty off-road tyres too. The HD10 Defender gets 8-ply units and the little Outlander 6x6 gets 4-ply tyres, but the gold standard is 4-ply, so good luck getting a puncher with either of these. The HD10's got a 4,500 pound winch built into the front bumper. The Outlander doesn't, but it's got all the wiring there to fit one. So how do you work out whether an ATV or a UTV is king of the farm? You put them to work. And I have a helper. Mick Andrew Arthur trains people on ATVs like these, and he's pretty damn qualified to do so. Back in the 90s, he was one of the guys racing quads on motocross tracks around Australia, and plenty of his team went on to compete in freestyle events at packed out stadiums around the world. If anyone can show us what the 6x6 Centipede is capable of, it's Mick. I've left you in the dark a little bit for these challenges because you've got a bit of a skill advantage.
I think anyone who's seen me race an ATV would probably argue that point, but we'll see how we go.
Well, we've got to work out what machine we're in, so why don't we flip a coin, winner chooses.
Sounds good to me.
What are your, heads or tails?
I'll go heads.
You're choosing. What do you want?
Definitely the Outlander.
All right, well, I'm in the HD10. May the best man and machine win.
Absolutely.
Very good. So I reckon these first 2 challenges could go either way, but the third challenge plays right into my hand with this HD10. I reckon I've got this one. So challenge 1 is a load carrying test with a twist. We're going to be carrying bales of hay, but it's not a race. I want to know which machine does it smoothly, safely, and without losing any of its load. But we've also only got 3 minutes to get from the shed out to the paddock, around the trailer and back. Whoever has the most hay left in their tray wins. All right, Mick, how does that sound?
Yep, I reckon you might have the upper hand a little bit here because you've got a much bigger tray. But
I do.
Let's go. There we go.
All right, let's do it. I don't think you're carrying more than more than one.
She's snug as a bug.
Let's do it. He's already dropped one. All right, now through here, I reckon I can gain on him. I'm in a quicker machine, so it's, oh, what's he doing? Oh, he's taking a shortcut. Oop, not a chance. That would have been tight even for him, but that is a big benefit of an ATV. They can get through tiny, tiny spots. All right, that's all right. I'll catch him through here. Watch the trees. He's dropped another one. He's dropped another one. Right, Nick, I think I've won this one, but should we do a bit of an official count?
Yeah, I reckon you only beat me by 3 though.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and
Yeah, what's with this?
you dropped one. You dropped one leaving.
Is that one of mine?
That's one of yours, and you dropped one in the paddock.
So I dropped 2.
Look, these are made for carrying.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's unsurprising, but you did sneak a little shortcut
I found
in.
a little shortcut, and I was pretty confident you weren't going to be able to squeeze through
I don't
there.
think I physically could have gotten
Yeah,
through.
so that's the advantage of the Outlander. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we won this one, but better luck next time.
I'll get you on the next one, mate.
All right, challenge 2. Mick and I are going head-to-head off-road. This one's pretty straightforward. Tackle the course together and see which machine handles the off-road terrain best. All right, Mick, this one's up your alley. It's off-road, but we're going to do it a little bit slower, aren't we? It's more of a technical course than an all-out race.
Yeah, but that's good fun, and that's what you do on the farm most of the time anyway. You're going slower. I've got an advantage with this thing where I've got an extra axle, extra set of wheels, so a bit more traction, and I'm a bit narrower too, so picking lines is going to be a bit easier.
Yeah, good point. And I've got ground clearance, which is obviously going to help me through some of the steeper sections, maybe if there's something to get over or to crest. But ultimately, I think it's going to be a pretty fair fight.
Yeah, apart from the fact that I use my throttle with my thumb in this machine, you got to use your right foot, and we're going through a little bit of water, so you might need those tires.
I'm getting wet, am I?
Yeah, just ignore the holes at the bottom of it.
Yeah, you drilled some holes, did you? Well, let's get into it. Can't wait.
Let's do it.
The Outlander has a quick release rear sway bar for maximum flex. We won't be using it today, but for those brave enough, it's a nice to have. Being an independent trailing arm setup, it's also extremely capable out of the box. Add an auto front locking diff and it should crawl up just about anything here. Beefy shocks, brakes and power steering also make light work of off-road going. Certainly for those of us brave enough to use this. UTVs are the mountain goats of the off-road world. Sure, the all-out Maverick races that Can-Am make are good across the desert, but the Defender is a beast off-road and it'll go anywhere. Unlike four-wheel drives or a lot of other UTVs in the market, the hill descent control in this actually only requires you to take your foot off the throttle. So as I'm coming down here, and this is steep, this is on the steeper end of what I'm comfortable doing. That's pretty impressive considering how deep it is, but now we're back on the gas and we're entering the creek. Dirty, stagnant water is, yep, it's coming in. It's coming into the, oh, my accelerator's underwater. A rule of thumb in UTVs is that by the time your bum's wet, you've probably gone a bit too far into water. Where they do come unstuck though is their high centre of gravity. I have tipped one on its lid, so ask me how I know. For low speed farm work like this though, they're safe, capable, and also pretty damn fun. There are definite pros and cons to both machines, and I'm watching him lift wheels and carry on. I'm sure this is doing the same thing, but it's so much more capable than a four-wheel drive in tight, rutted terrain like this. Honestly, it's incredible. I don't know who's done this better, to be honest. They're both very, very capable machines off-road. Well, Mick, first of all, thanks for the gumboots.
I didn't actually drill holes in them.
Look, that thing was absolutely crawling out of that first climb while we're on the topic. So you had it in six-wheel drive, didn't you? It was.
I did, yeah, and coming out of that climb, you get to a point where you think, I'm going to start slipping soon, and then the back axle grabs on, it's like, oh yeah, six-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Oh, and that's the other thing, you had your feet up on the seat, so you're dry.
Yeah, bone dry.
I was missing two wheels, but this thing still did it with ease. And there were times when I felt like I was crab walking or struggling, but these machines have more ability than I do.
Oh, than I do, than most people do. Yeah, they'll always go well beyond where we're comfortable taking them.
What do you reckon? Call it a draw?
Yeah, it's pretty even, I reckon.
Why don't we move on to the equaliser, which is a mystery challenge?
Okay, mate.
Let's do it. All right, Mick, I've left it in the dark for this mystery challenge, but here's my thinking. Massive fire pit, and we're about to park up for the afternoon. We're going to need firewood.
We definitely are, and these things are built for collecting firewood.
Absolutely. I've got a massive tray out the back. You've got a smaller one, but
I'm skinnier, I can squeeze in between some of the trees and get some of the logs that you can't quite get to, so I reckon I might even have you.
in with a chance. Well, I've got compartments under the seats as well, so I reckon I can sneak a fair bit of firewood onto this, but what do you reckon, 5 minutes?
Ah, 5
Long
minutes
enough?
is plenty, yeah.
Let's do it.
Right, into it.
Come.
I don't know where he's going. I always learn work smarter, not harder. Too good. Is that all you got? Oh, come on,
You'll
mate.
get us started.
I reckon I smashed you. Come on, seriously.
You did. Where'd you get all that from, though?
That's not important. That's not important. But admittedly, I'm going to have to unload this all by hand on my own, aren't I?
Well, exactly. I'll get the fire started. You
Yep.
unload that by hand.
And we'll keep it going.
Actually, we've got daylight to burn.
We have.
It probably is too early to start a fire, and these are ultimately a fun machine. Let's go have some fun.
There's more fun to be had. Let's do it.
It's important to note that if you're buying a farm machine, you need to choose one that fits your use case. Both of these have distinct benefits and downsides. The HD10 can carry a hell of a lot more. The Outlander's a little bit more manoeuvrable. If it was up to me, I'd be buying the HD10 because I think it's more versatile, it's a little bit safer, and overall you'll just get a little bit more work done. But it does come at a cost premium. Honestly though, they're both extremely fun, safe and durable machines. Well, if you like that video, subscribe to our channel. We got plenty more where that came from. And let us know in the comments which one you'd choose.